We are back. It is the final segment of the show. We could stand here and talk all night, as we have been doing in and out of the breaks. But now I've been joined by somebody who probably hasn't got a lot to say. It's another member of the Walthamstow Red Star. Listen, do you know what? There's a lot I could say about you because you go back a long way in football. But I want to talk about all of that. I want to talk about going forward now with the team that you've got here now. In the ILFL. I don't know whether you have been surprised by your results or the performance of the team, but you're almost midway through the whole campaign. Are you where you think you should be?
A little bit ahead of where I thought we would be. First year for me, when I did speak to the guys, we sat down, was about bedding the team down for the first year. After the first 3 games, or the 4th game I'd say, mine was set there, we'd have to win. We'd have to win this league, because I saw enough then to tell me that they're ahead compared to what I thought they would be. First year, like I said, was bedding down. But, you know, my idea is progress. So this year, hopefully win the league. Then I want to compete for the league next year, in the next division. I've got to keep winning. Yeah. And the boys have got to keep winning. Because that's what it's all about. When you lose, you've got to learn your lessons. That's the most important thing as well. Keep winning, keep playing. And, you know, we want to compete with the best sides. I mean, like I said on the show last time I was there, I want to play the best sides. Maybe it's the fact that I've never played much of the best sides when I was a footballer myself, but I've got the desire to compete with the best of the best. And you know, that's our ambition for these guys. They've got to match what we set as targets for them.
So would you say then, I mean, we were talking earlier about you know, the younger guys that are coming in and the hunger and the passion that they're coming through. Is that something that's transmitted down from the top then, so that the whole club has an ethos to follow them? That's
the general idea with what we're trying to set out. You know, we want them to take the senior players as a benchmark, but at the same time exceed the previous generation. You know, there's no point in them playing at a level that I was playing. You know, we've come back, we've gone away, we've educated ourselves about the game. We've come back, we give them better tools than what we had. They've got to supersede us now.
Walthamstow Red Star. It might be a Walthamstow thing, but I'm suggesting that it's probably not an E17 thing. You know, you're spreading, you're casting your nets far and wide to bring in the players that you need. Is that what you're finding you're having to do now as a club?
We do, but we're very selective on the type of people that we bring in. I could bring in very, very good footballers, but if the attitude doesn't have the same example that we've had in this team and the same ethos, we won't take them on board. That's the thing. I can work with people that are very good. I can work with people excellent. But then if I have excellent people that don't transmit and follow the ideas, they're no benefit to us. Because it's not about one individual. It's about all 30, 35 players that we have in this club to exceed as a group.
Okay, cool. You know what, let's have a look at Walthamstow Red Star's fixture this week. In fact, let's take a look at all the fixtures taking place this Sunday. Now they're on the screen for you in the 2nd division. And at the top there you see Walthamstow Red Star take on Arsenal in the first game of 2016, I think it is. That's going to be for you now. PYO will forget about what they did last week and will want to come back and do better against Tower Hamlets. St Catherine's, who are your main contenders now in the division, they take on Fish Island, and West End Reserve and Redcoat. Is a decent matchup between those two teams, and they will both be looking to take points. Redcoat probably more than West End if they need to hang on to what's going on above them. I mean, I spoke earlier about the teams that have given you the games in this division. Redcoat, St Catherine's are right behind you. You know, anything less than 3 points, and they're right in it now. Is that what's... Do the team look at that? Do you look at that, or you just worry about yourselves?
We generally worry about ourselves, but I've told them that every game for them is a cup final. We want a win every game, because as soon as you slip up, Redcoat are on to you, and St Catherine's are on to you. And once they're on to you, if your momentum's going, you're in trouble. But I don't believe our momentum's going to go because of the quality of players that we have, but the mental state's got to be right, and they've got to maintain it and keep going. And we will compete every game now, because we've had that wake-up call that I was waiting for. I said 2 weeks ago when I spoke to him, there's an ego coming in, and it's going to cost us, and it cost us in the St Catherine's game. And I promised them that this is never going to happen again. We're going to compete. We're going to get beaten. If we lose this league, it's going to be because the side was better than us over the season, not because we let ourselves down.
I think we bounced back really well from the St Catherine's game.
Yeah.
And since then we've seen a real, like, the players don't want to lose, you know. Against London Tigers, it was just so close, couple of, you know, just communication errors, a couple of referee decisions. Don't want to say nothing about the referee. You know.
Perhaps.
But you know, these things happen, and you know. But I think we really held our house, you know, with pride, that we really competed against
That's
London
right,
Tigers.
we definitely come back really strong, I think.
Yeah.
And like I was saying earlier in the last segment, you haven't had a game since the Tigers game, and it would have been nice to see how you progress from that, because there was no shame in defeat in that game, but there would have been a lot of positives to take out of it.
Absolutely,
and it would have been great to have put them into practice the very next week,
yeah.
the very next game, see what happened. It was unfortunate that you couldn't go on with that momentum into another game now.
That's right, yeah.
Is it almost like a start again now again?
I think when you have a break like this, and I'm not very keen on long breaks during the season, but it does break your momentum, and it's like a pre-season again, because 2 weeks off, 3 weeks off, you're starting again. But the boys look like they're ready. They look hungry, they look sharp. Let's get back to business.
Let's get back into business. 5 points separate the top 3 teams in the second division, so it'd be interesting to see what happens there. Let's take a look at the fixtures taking place in the first division this Sunday. 3 games taking part there. Bow take on Seoul Youth against Robin Hood Tigers is the key game there. Robin Hood Tigers must desperately take 3 points off Seoul Youth if they want to at least claim second place in the division, and who knows from what there. Stepney B take on Beaumont Youth. They had an opportunity to maybe upset the apple cart of the top 2 or 3 teams, but let's see what they can do against Beaumont Youth this Sunday. Just very quickly, you heard what your compatriot said about the game against Seoul Youth to come in the cup, second division versus first, but that doesn't really matter when it's a cup game, does it?
Not really. I mean, we'll just go out there and we'll just put out the same performance that we put out, and we just got to do our part and concentrate on what we got to do. And they're a good side. They're doing up there. They're competing. They wouldn't be an average side to compete in the division above us. But like I said, with my pool of 33 players that we've got as a unit, I fancy us against anyone. On our day, when we're up for it, I fancy us against anyone.
Absolutely, and like I said, I got the pleasure of watching you firsthand against a very, very good team, and you were a very good team on the day, and there was no difference between the divisions or whatever. It was just a game between 2 very good teams. Speaking of good teams, the Premier Division also has 4 games going on this Sunday. Here they are. We'll take a look on the screen for you right now. Lots of good teams there. We'll start from the bottom up, because Lotus FC versus Stepney is a key game. These are 2 of the teams that are separate. Only 1 point, I think it is, separates 4 teams at the top of the Premier Division. Lotus FC and Stepney are right in there. Let's see how they turn up after the Christmas break. London Tigers go up against West End. In fact, that'll be their first game since the tough one that they had against the boys here in the studio. Bromley take on Hawk and Eagle. Hawk and Eagle doing well now after starting with hit and miss results. They're now looking very good in the division and will want to kick on and consolidate a mid-table finish if they can. But Beaumont take on Reach Out. Reach Out are doing very, very well, and with a game in hand on the teams around them, a point behind the leaders, a win for them will keep them looking as the divisional title favourites there in the Premier Division. Boys, and this is an open one to all of you. You are a second division side right now. I know there are hungry players in the team. They must be licking their lips at wanting to be right up there at the top, and the only way they can get to meet these teams is a good cup run, if you like, because you never know who you can get in the game after that. So we've heard that cup success is key, vital.
I think so. I mean,
as important as what you do in the division.
Yeah. Well, I think division games are always, you know, that's your
bread and
testament.
butter.
That's your testament. How good is the squad? Because I think, you know, any team can really have a really good cup run, and you know, sometimes results can go for you, and a freakish result can go for you, you know, or can go against you, a good side as well. So. But I think we need a good cup run, and you know, there's nothing like a cup final. It's just amazing, you know. And I think I was telling you in the break that you know, we kind of had 7 cup final runners-ups before we won last season.
You just want to break that hoodoo, don't you?
It was like it was just an unbelievable weight off my shoulders, because I thought we were just it was a real hoodoo there, and. I'm confident with the squad that we've got that we can go on a good cup run. really am confident. And I know that the hunger's there in the players as well to really achieve. You know, players are turning up and they want to, you know, they're sort of itching to get onto that pitch and, you know, really itching and just sort of, you know, hungry to get on. And I think, as I said, since the St Catherine's game, the squad's really been galvanised that we're not going to let that slip out of our hands, you know.
Is there space in the Red Car Star trophy cabinet for more trophies?
Most definitely, and hopefully quite a lot of space to fill up. That's the way I look at it.
Well, listen, there they are. I mean, there's a few right there for you. And I always pick it out 'cause it's always my favourite. You know, it's always that one because it resembles a certain other one. But that's the one you're out of. That's the one you lost to Tigers, and But next season you'll probably be back for that again. We'll be back. I'm sure you will, because like I said, I like what you guys do, and I like the attitude that you have towards the game and towards the league as well. So I guess it's just watch this space in the cup, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll just do our bit and then see where it takes us. We'll just keep working on. That's what we've got to do.
Well, like I said, there are some good teams left in both cups, in the Challenge Cup and the League Cup as well. The next round of the League Cup, once we get rid of the Crusaders Leytonstone fixture this Sunday, the next round is the first week in March, and we'll do the draw later on this month to find out who meets who, and like I say, there are some good teams left in it, and there will be some tasty fixtures left in it as well. Also, once we get through the cup games that happen on the 24th in the Challenge Cup, we'll also do the draw for that one at the end of the month. So it will be a double cup draw at the end of the month to find out who plays who there on in. And I know that these guys are going to be watching, because they're going to want to see who they're up against. Hey, why are you not playing any Vets football?
Me?
Yeah, Stevie, why not?
Honestly, I gave up on the games when I started working with the kids.
Yeah?
Yeah, I gave up very early. I gave up at 29. But it's 'cause- yeah, but we wanted to set up an academy for the kids, and it was a full-time commitment. So there's about 3-4 people that I was with, Imran Arif, Mazza Sadiq, Ashfaq Khan. We actually, at this age, we gave up the game and put all our time and investment in the academy. And you can see some of the fruits are there. You got Hamza there, you got Asanullah Hussain. They come from that batch that we put the effort in when they were under 8s, under 9s.
We're actually really lucky that they put in that effort at that time, because now we have...
Now you're reaping the benefits and the rewards.
Yeah.
Look, you were in before, and I said it then and I say it now. It's a pleasure to have you guys in the league, have you in the studio as well to talk about it. We won't bring you the third time, that might jinx you or something. But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen the rest of your season? Thanks to you guys. Thanks to the guys, Hamza. Thanks to you, Alex, for coming in as well. That is it. We've kind of come to the end of a show. It kind of, you know, we go from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock that quickly. But there it is. Like I said, thanks to the guys for coming and talking, to Nani for coming in and reflecting on what happened in the Vets League as well. Thanks to the boys behind the screen for making it all possible for you to watch us on the ILFL Soccer Night Show. We'll be back next Monday to do it all again and talk about everything that happened Monday, Thursday and Sunday, weather permitting. So from me to you, it's good night. And I'll see you over at Stepney Green if you're going to be there. Now, 9:10 kickoff, don't forget. See you, good night.